saying, oh my gosh, we're spending reserves on this operation. It gets back to I want to go over it. Super secret missions, but I thought that's what it was about. His emails today were fake.
Okay, we will call to order the regular meeting of the Batavia City Council for 2019. Are about to participate in the many holiday season, and especially the mindful of the many gifts that Batavia has been given over the years. Most importantly, the gift of our greatest has been the quality of the and the vision and the understanding of how, as a community, origin, and this is, and it's one that we wear with great, as a community that's ever mindful that in a world that we are a very special place where people can live and be friends and do a lot of great things. A moment of thanks and appreciation. As always, I want to remember those from our community in the United States of America, and I just ask that a special blessing along with all those. As always, items of business before us. The council, we have men and women who are very much always want to look out for the betterment of its future. We have blessing over the holiday season in our community that those who are sick may have health, and those who are living enjoy in the coming holidays for the Access Toy Drive, which has been a Roy and Jeannie. It's Roy's mother, Mildred, was the voice for their work, and all those who work with them. Joyous person, a place and persons at this time of scenes. Amen.
To the flag stands one nation, justice for all.
Ask the city clerk to please.
Here.
Rosato.
Here.
Here.
Salvati.
Here.
O'Brien.
Here.
Ewer.
Here.
Cerrone.
Record reflect that 13 of the 14 elected members of the city council are present meeting, so we have our meeting reminder that the city council, and if you're going to address us from the audience, microphone at the podium. And as you know, we are to have all this telecast on BATV way so that when people are watching this on TV. Okay, moving then to item number 5, to items to be removed. All right. agenda.
The consent agenda reads as follows. Minutes from October 14th, 2019. And the Committee of the Whole minutes for October 15th and October 29th, 2019 payroll in the amount
Alderman Chanzit, second by Alderman Knapp, for the approval of the consent agenda as read. Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Chansett.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Salvati.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Meitzler.
Aye.
Malay.
Aye.
Ewer.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Rosato.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
Knapp.
Consent agenda is approved, 13 yes, no no's, 1 absent. Okay, moving to item 7, which are matters from the public for items that are not on our agenda. Do we have anybody this evening in that category? I see retired Alderman Brown is in the audience, and we welcome him back to help sharpen his political skills as he moves forward. All right, moving then to item number 8. We're pleased tonight to have Margaret Perot, the Executive Officer and President of the Batavia Chamber of Commerce here. Margaret.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me. We're busy at the Chamber, as usual, so I'm here to give you an update on what's going on. We currently are still selling our Batavia-opoly games and our Holiday Village pieces at the Chamber. So we're busy spreading holiday cheer in that way. The Chamber will be hosting our not-for-profit forum this Wednesday at 8 a.m. in the Chamber. Each month, we invite executive directors of local not-for-profits to come and give each other advice and depend on each other. And one of our members of our not-for-profit forum will be here tonight. I'll introduce in a couple minutes. This week, on December 5th, Thursday, we have an exciting ribbon cutting for Bulldog Nutrition, a nutrition drink location that is down by East China Inn behind the Walgreens building there. That ribbon cutting is going to be at 4 p.m. We have our Batavia Women in Business holiday lunch. Will be on Tuesday, December 10th, next week. We're hosting it at one of our member businesses, our event location, Riverside Receptions, and at that event, our Batavia Women in Business Committee collects donations like you guys are tonight for the Batavia Toy Access Drive and also for Batavia United Way. So it's a great way to help spread holiday cheer to those that need it. On Wednesday, December 11th, the Chamber hosts its morning networking event called Batavia Chamber Breakfast Club, BC Squared. That will be at 7:30 a.m. at Comfort Inn. That is open to everyone who would like to take advantage of the services the Chamber provides in terms of networking and meeting new potential customers and clients. That is, there's a $10 fee if you register in advance, or $15 if you're a walk-in, so come join us. We also are having another ribbon cutting on December 11th at Red Hive Market on Wilson Street here, which provides beautiful furniture for your home. That will be at 4 p.m. on December 11th. We are having a lunch and learn for manufacturers and industrial partners. The topic will be 5 steps to better continuous improvement. That will be held at Weedy Corp. They're a manufacturing partner of ours. It's located on Pearson Drive. That will be at 11:30 a.m. and sponsored by Advanced Disposal. Our evening networking event will be on December 18th at K Hollis. That will be our holiday-themed networking, and we partner with a charity each month. That is, the charity will be Changing Children's Worlds. So come join us. It's for members and non-members as well. So the networking goes from 5 to 7 p.m. I want to mention again our Inspire Award ceremony. That's our big annual award ceremony that we host each year. It will be at Abbey Farms on Thursday, January 23rd. At that event, we give out OLI Awards, which are to honor businesses that have done economic improvement to their facilities in town. So we will be giving them awards, but we're really excited that we also that night celebrate the Citizen of the Year. So we have the previous Citizens of the Year get together annually and select the nomination, out of the nomination letters that they receive, the new Citizen of the Year. And that was done a couple weeks ago and kept top secret, but we released information today that Nan Phillips is our 2019 Citizen of the Year. So we're very excited. Nan was very humble when the mayor called to let her know that she had won the award. She has contributed in so many ways to make our society, our community better. She was active. She was a teacher and a librarian in our school district. She's been active with the Batavia Foundation for Educational Excellence, Batavia Women's Club, Chip In. The list goes on what Nan has done with her energy to help our town. So we're excited about that. I mentioned Chip In. They also won an award given by our town. It is the Spirit of Batavia Award, because Chip In has made such a great impact for those in need in our community. So come join us, register online for the Inspire Awards. Like I said, it's Thursday, January 23rd at 6 p.m. Go to bataviachamber.org for more information, or you're welcome to call me at 630-879-7134. And I do have a member I wanted to introduce tonight. I mentioned she was part of our not-for-profit forum. Michelle Meyer is Executive Director of Mutual Ground. Mutual Ground has an office here in Batavia, and they provide services for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault victims in Southern Kane and Kendall counties. Mutual Ground is a safe place where people come together to break the cycle of domestic violence and sexual abuse. So I'd like to invite Michelle up here to speak to you and tell you a little bit more about the good things her organization does. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Mutual Ground is a member of the chamber, and in my opinion, Batavia has the best chamber there is, and we're members of 6 chambers, so I think that's a pretty good thing. So thank you for the introduction. So yes, my name is Michelle Meyer. I am the Executive Director of Mutual Ground, which you may have all heard of. It's in Aurora, and on the west side of Aurora. We've been around for about 40 years, but I have been working there for 20. I started off as an intern, and I've been the executive director for now 10 years. We provide services to the southern portion of Kane County and all of Kendall County. And so when we do that, we're making sure that we're providing everything free of charge. And so we have a 3-pronged approach that we take to providing services to victims of domestic and sexual violence, and that is prevention, intervention, and ongoing services. And I'll let you know that in our prevention program, we're in over 100 schools right now in our community, providing prevention education classes to kids as little as preschool all the way to seniors in high school. And actually in District 101 and District 304 in Geneva, we provided 400 prevention education programs just last year. And with those prevention education programs, we often have children that come forward and disclose abuse. And in the Batavia and Geneva area, we had 15 disclosures of abuse. So when that happens, we're able to provide what's called private room afterwards, and we're able to provide ongoing counseling for kids who need it when something is going on in the home or outside of the home in a relationship that they're in. Our intervention services are probably what most people are we're more known for. So we have an emergency shelter in Aurora, and we have 28 beds and 7 cribs. I can tell you that our emergency shelter has remained full, if not at 102, 106% occupancy, probably since before summer. So we are seeing a lot of people in our shelter. We have a crisis line that runs 24/7. We have a emergency room response program that runs 24/7. So when any of the nurses in the Delnor, Mercy, or Copley emergency rooms call us, day or night, we're there within an hour to provide advocacy for the victim who's in the emergency room who needs us. Another thing that we provide in our intervention program is legal advocacy. So we also respond to the Kendall County Judicial Center and the Kendall County Courthouse to help victims navigate the criminal justice system, help them with orders of protection and civil contact orders. And a lot of times we're just being emotional support for them because that can be a very scary process. The last thing we do is ongoing services. And so in Geneva and Batavia, we actually had 14 victims of sexual violence, 5 children and 9 adults come to us for service, and 36 victims of domestic violence, 6 children and 30 adults. A lot of people don't know that we serve a lot of children. Last year, of the 1,500 clients we served, about 400 of them were children. We have a pretty extensive family services program that we've just developed to help with parenting and help, develop the relationship between the non-offending parent and the child. I was noticing on the form for coming to speak to City Council that they wanted to know the economic impact. And while we're a non-for-profit, I can tell you that I can take that in a little different way, but the economic impact that domestic violence and sexual assault have on all of us is huge. It constitutes a lot of days of missed work, a lot of medical bills, police, fire bill, it affects all of us. But Mutual Ground, we actually have 50 employees, and people are surprised to hear that too. We're running 24/7, so we have 3 shifts. And out of our 50 employees, 5 of them are from Batavia, including myself as a proud member of Batavia. So we are employing people in Batavia, and I'm kind of proud of that. One thing that's brand new that we just accomplished is we have acquired an organization called Breaking Free. I don't know who's familiar with Breaking Free, but if you're not, they are a not-for-profit in Aurora that has been around for also about 40 years, providing outpatient substance use disorder treatment services. And their executive director was retiring and came to me and thought that it would be a good partnership for us to take over that organization and provide complementary services, because we, as a lot of you know, domestic and sexual violence often intersect with substance use disorder. And so we will begin providing that program as well at the start of our fiscal year, July 1st. Not only that, we're looking for new space because of, like I said, the issues with our shelter being full. So we're actively looking to see where we can acquire some new space to help us expand our services. So we've got a lot going on, and I want to thank the Batavia community because our counseling office that we have open 2 days a week in Batavia in the Bethany Ministry Center has been fantastic. A lot of people that live out in Geneva and Batavia don't want to come all the way to Aurora for counseling, and so this gives them an opportunity to come closer to home so you get that free counseling. And if any of you have ever gotten counseling, it's like $150 a session if you don't have insurance, and so that's a huge deal to be able to get counseling for free by an expert in the field. So we're very happy to do that. Another thing about Batavia that we've really loved is how welcoming you all are in your arts community. I don't know if you've seen, but we have a mural that just went up at Water Street Studios that was sponsored by the Batavia Women's Club. If you haven't seen it, please drive by and see that. They've been very good to us, and they actually just made us a recipient of the funding from their fashion show. And again, the chamber, which is huge, helps us out a lot to get our word out. If there's any way I could ask you all to help us, it would be, again, to help us get the word out to the Batavia community that these services are available right here in this town, so that if they need the counseling, they can get it. And we provide, like I said, a plethora of other services that they could use as well. And the other thing I would ask you to do is remember us tomorrow for Giving Tuesday. So thank you very much. I don't know if there's any questions.
Any questions? Alderman Knopp?
Sure.
You said you have a crisis hotline?
We do.
What's that number?
It's 630-897-0080. And if anybody owns a business and wants us to put anything up in their business, we have what we call potty posters too that we can put in the bathrooms and the stalls. We love to be able to do that to, if somebody doesn't want to take some of our information in front of anybody else, they can do it there. We're happy to come to you. We're happy to bring any information that you need.
Any other questions? I just want to say on certainly behalf of the community that Mutual Ground, in my view, has certainly proven itself many, many times over. You know, you're dealing in a part of our world that you don't read about in the newspaper. We can't report names or events or anything else. But there's a lot of very strong deeds that you do and help a lot of people that without you there, I don't know, in Mutual Ground there, who would be serving some of these folks. And so you really are a solid rock on the wall that really holds some things together. And I think that specifically some of the children that you've impacted, you've been able to hold some lives together, so some people have been able to grow up and become productive adults and not stray off into some problematic arena. And I just can't say enough for what I know has been the good work that your group has done. You truly have been a champion and a heart of Batavia that really beats very strongly for the good of us all. So thank you for all the work that you do and your organization.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you all very much.
Okay, moving then to, the next one is I'm honored to introduce my friend Joseph Malinado, and he is going to tell us about the Tri-Cities Jank Ambassador Award, that he's a Batavia resident and just won this and got to go do some stuff. So why don't you tell us all about your excitement in the world around us?
Good evening, council members. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Joseph Maldonado, and I am the current Tri-Cities Jank Ambassador. Over the summer break, I had the esteemed honor of meeting with the mayors of St. Charles, Batavia, and Geneva. Since the school year began, I've also had the opportunity to address St. Charles and Geneva City Council and to speak to you today. In my meeting with the Tri-City mayors, I learned the aspects of what makes a strong leader. I also was able to gain more insight into what each mayor sees as the best leadership qualities. Most importantly, I learned that leaders are not all the same. I've learned that the best leaders are the ones that are one with the community and radiate a sense of care. A leader is also someone who never assumes they're the smartest in the room and works hand in hand with others in order to achieve a goal for the greater good of the community. In my presentation to the councils, I learned how important communication is and how beneficial public speaking is. I've also learned aspects of how municipal government runs and how actively involved they are in the community, as well as how they cherish the achievements of others. In the future, I want to study law and become a trial attorney. As ambassador, I had the opportunity to meet with Micah Hoshite, a former trial attorney for the state's attorney's office, and recently appointed chief judge of the 16th Judicial Circuit, Judge Clint Hall. In my meeting with Mr. Hoshite, I learned all about the different varieties of law and how you should expose yourself to them. I've also learned about how strenuous and draining the profession can be, but that it provides a feeling of satisfaction. In my meeting with Judge Hull, I learned about the on-your-feet nature of the career as a trial lawyer, as well as the very competitive landscape it brings. I've also learned about the tasks Judge Hull performed in the world of private practice, as well as the state's attorney's office. Most importantly, I learned about the numerous tasks Judge Hull will be taking on now that he has been recently appointed Chief Judge of the 16th Judicial Circuit. Lastly, I learned how Judge Hull uses physical activities, such as exercise, as a way to wind down from the strenuous nature of his job. Overall, after meeting with these leaders, I've learned so much. I think this will guide me in the future by allowing me to use aspects of what I have learned to shape others, as well as lead others, and leave an everlasting impact. These meetings have truly shown me what it means to be one with the community. Through these meetings, I have learned what it truly takes to become an empathetic leader. On October 31st, I began to learn French using the Teach to Learn system, a learning modality brought to the Jank Guitar Store by board member Steve Douglas. Teach to Learn is the only method that helps the individual develop the soft skills necessary to learn required information best of their ability. Teach to Learn can be used to learn any concept more efficiently using evidence-based strategy rooted in educational psychology. Instead of investing in new technologies and content, Teach to Learn is a result-based solution that works for the individual on a scale beyond the algorithm. Teach to Learn has been used in presentations and corporate training programs to increase ROI and retention of fundamental and universal topics for companies from Portland, Oregon to Paris, including Adidas, Colgate-Palmolive, and Microsoft. Through the ambassadorship, I had the opportunity to use Teach to Learn to take my ability to comprehend and translate in the communication skills needed for the upcoming global citizens trip to St. Malo, France. Teach to Learn has many different applications. I'm using it to learn how to communicate in French on a scale that goes beyond the confines of formal and standard phrases so that I can have meaningful, professional meetings and casual conversations. I'm learning the soft skills of conversing in the French language versus the technical approach of language communication in general. Je suis fier d'être votre ambassadeur. That is French for, I am proud to be your ambassador. I'm excited to be serving as your Tri-Cities Jank Ambassador. In the coming months, my biggest goal as ambassador is to ultimately become a better leader and learn how I can use my leadership skills to better the people and the community, as well as become more immersed in the different cultures and different forms of leadership. Thank you again for your time and opportunity to address the council. Have a good evening.
Well, Joseph, on behalf of the city council, I want to thank you, and I would predict that you're a name that a lot of people are going to know in the days ahead as you grow up and complete your education and go forward. I think you got a lot to offer this world, and I will watch your career with great interest because I think you're going places.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have an annual event. It's a report on the toy drive that's going to be on December 15th, right? And we have none other than the leader himself, complete with jingles and bag.
He got promoted, he doesn't have anything else.
Good evening, Mayor, good evening, Council, and good evening, Batavia. Before I start, a little talk about the toy drive and what we've accomplished so far. I need to do a couple of thank yous. A couple weeks ago, Dottie Fletcher, a citizen here in Batavia, had a program that she had out at the Moose. Many of the stores here in Batavia donated items for a silent raffle that we had there on that night. I can tell you that it was very, very successful for the council that was there and saw the show. It was a very good show for all Batavians to attend. We did receive a great offering from that venue. So again, I'd like to thank Dottie Fletcher and her husband and my cohort, Rudy Dubas and his wife, Marilyn, for putting that whole program together for the success of the toy drive. How many days is it until we're going to have Christmas here in Batavia? I'm showing the council, ladies and gentlemen, how many days it is. It's 13 days until we will have Christmas in Batavia. I just dropped off this morning the letters from Santa of all the people that will attend the toy drive on December 15th. The community has really come together to make another successful Christmas for the needy children here in Batavia, and only in Batavia Township. The numbers are extremely high again this year. And it's because of looking at the table there of what the council and city employees have bought here. I bought this bag here thinking that I would only be able to fill this bag. But I got to leave here directly after this meeting and go feed the reindeers and fatten them up and bring them back here to pick up all the toys. So again, thank the city and thank the council for making another happy Christmas for the children that would not have a Christmas here in Batavia. As I said before, this program was started back in 1948. It's 71 years old. Only community, I think, in the state of Illinois consecutively have done a toy drive for the children from their community. It says a lot for the town. It says a lot for your neighbor next door to you. It says a lot for your sister or brother. It says a lot for the children that you probably don't even know that's going to have a great Christmas this year. The places that we have designated for the toy drop-offs, again, has been both of the fire departments here in town, Funway, Carl's, and the Batavia Library. I can tell you that we have visited all of those facilities on a frequent basis to make sure that we would have enough toys for all of the children. The area that we're really short in at this point in time, again, has been in the past, 6 to 10 boys, 6 to 10 girls. And we have a big number this year in teens, of well over 150 teens that we need to take care of.